What's up? My name is Eric Butler. This channel is called Report and Opine. I am back. And from AZ Family, DEA Tempe police nab 4.5 million fentanyl pills, 3,000 pounds of meth during joint operation. Drugs and cash have a street value of $13 million, officials said. So this is crazy. Of course, it's a result of the border being wide open and we're just willing to let anybody in. And if you're not carrying fentanyl pills, then you get a free hotel room in New York City, but that's a different story. I don't know how they plan to stop this. And this is not to say that we don't have our own domestic, drug producers, right? This trank stuff popping up everywhere. Who knows where that's coming from? But we don't need to leave the border open to let these people pour drugs into the country on top of what we're already dealing with on our own. But here we are. Let's see what these people have to say about this giant bust.
Their message is united and clear.
That we are laser focused on the Sinaloa cartel, and we're coming.
This is a war.
Okay, so this woman wants war with the Sinaloa cartel. That's ballsy, right? Obviously, you got to say that. You can't say, oh, we're going to let them do whatever they want. You got to say that and show some sort of strength. I don't know if this is really going to get the job done because I don't think those Sinaloa cartel members care if you're an FBI or DEA or whatever. Typically in America, criminals try to steer clear of doing bad things to law enforcement because they know that's what really triggers them and they're going down after that. But when you're in a Sinaloa cartel, some Mexican, the largest drug ring in the entire world, they don't care if you're a DEA. They don't care if you have a badge, right? So this is a fight that you got to really want. You got to really be ready for if you're going to go at it with them. And of course, leaving the border wide open does not help.
And we're going to win the war against the Sinaloa cartel.
Yeah, she looks confident. We're gonna win the war against the Sinaloa cartel. Okay, good luck, lady. You need a cup of coffee or something because you don't look like you're ready to do it. You got all these guns and drugs in the background, but I don't know if I trust you to take down that cartel.
The Arizona Attorney General and the Drug Enforcement Administration calling out what's considered to be the most powerful drug trafficking organization in the world after showing 4.5 million fentanyl pills seized during a 3-year-long investigation.
Okay, so this 4.5 million pills is the culmination of a 3-year investigation. So it's not just one giant drug bust. I guess that's better, right? They just keep nabbing it. Of course, for every bit that they nab, twice the amount probably gets into the country. Who knows?
Along with cocaine, meth, heroin, firearms, and cash. The narcotics seized totaling more than $13 million. Officials say it's a cash cow for the cartel, and they're going to stop this. But how?
That is my question exactly, right? Because you would have a tough enough time stopping this cartel and taking down these, these drug dealers if the border was secure. But with oh yeah, just come on in. Like we don't like fences. That's racist. And they have to take down there was a shipping container, a wall built out of shipping containers at one point, but that was illegal. So they had to take that down. So they make because they want the chaos. And of course they have a hand. The political establishment has a hand in this drug trade. That's why they love sanctuary cities. That's why they love safe injection sites. That's why they love fentanyl test strips, because they are profiting off this in some way, shape, or form. And possibly multiple ways, but that's another, another story, another theory of how they're actually doing that. I don't know for sure, but I can take a guess. Is that it's like Leland Yee. If anybody remembers Leland Yee, he was a senator in California who was so anti-gun, and then he went to jail for running guns from the Philippines. That's what this is like. It's like, oh, we're gonna take them down. Meanwhile, they're getting cash back. It's like watching The Wire, right? These politicians, they all. Or even Ozark. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, right? When the FBI wants to let the head of the drug cartel continue to ship things in, and they would capture, or they would intercept every 5th shipment or something like that. They make deals, so nobody can be trusted in this situation. There's just too much money at stake, I should say.
It's a real Herculean challenge. From both sides of the border.
Yon Grillo is a longtime journalist in Mexico covering drugs and organized crime. He says the Sinaloa cartel targets certain cities as hubs to mass distribute fentanyl.
And Phoenix, Arizona is one of those hubs. So it's a place you bring in drugs from Mexico, from Sonora, and then they'll be brought into safe houses in Phoenix and then go to other places.
DEA Special Agent Sherry Oz says they have a plan to take out the biggest cartel operatives.
So we're looking at taking out the worst of the worst, and we're focused on that regardless of where that person.
Again, I like the sentiment, right? You know, you're going to try to take these guys down, but unfortunately, as awful as this might sound, these just don't seem like the people to do it, right? Like, you need like a movie hero, bro. You need some, like, are these women going to be cunning enough? The first lady is standing there like, we're going to win this war with the cartel. Are you? Are you, though? Or are they just going to steamroll you?
Is located.
But Grillo says big picture, that wouldn't do much to stop them.
And you kill 100 people, there's still probably 100,000 more cartel operatives here in Mexico.
Exactly.
So you're not going to change that. And most of them are hidden in cities and towns and houses and moving around. And, you know, you're not going to take out the cartel that way. So it's a very, very big challenge.
Grillo says supply and demand plays a part in any business. So if the U.S. and Arizona can lessen the demand for drugs like this, that's one way this crisis could improve. Grillo says traditionally the cartel is much more cautious in carrying out murder in the U.S. rather than Mexico.
Okay, all right. So there you go. That's fair enough, right? At least they are a little bit mindful of murdering Americans because they know that's going to put the heat on extra hard. Because when they're doing it in Mexico, maybe, you know, they've got X amount of cops on the payroll already. And that's not to say that they don't have any American cops or American politicians on the payroll. Who knows? Like I said, there's just too much money at stake to trust anybody at this point. Everybody could be totally compromised. And I don't know if there's ever a way out of something like this, right? Like, this is like movie level stuff.
But if they're being called out by officials like this, it's something to monitor.
And there is a concern that, you know, the violence could go up in the United States, or there could even be a response to law enforcement. But that would really be a game changer if that happened.
Grillo mentioned another tactic he's seen in some states is charging dealers with murder if they sell fentanyl to somebody and it results in a death. That is a proposed bill making its way through the Arizona legislature right now. As of today, it has passed out of its first Senate committee and could be heading to the House soon. So we'll keep you updated on that. Live in the studio tonight, Brianna Whitney for Arizona's Family.
Wow. So that's a crazy story. I mean, 3 years, 4.5 million pills, 3,000 pounds of meth, plus coke, cash, all sorts of stuff. And I mean, this seems like a never-ending battle, right? Like, there's no way that those two ladies are going to take on the entire cartel and get rid of them in a year. So it's just impossible. Again, I have to applaud the effort, but it seems like an undertaking that not many people are going to be able to accomplish, and that's why these cartels, I mean, they've been operational for decades now, so they evolve. Every time they get caught, they evolve, and I'm sure they're not going to stop now. It seems like they've got complete control over the border. They've got complete control over the drugs that they're trafficking. People, I'm sure, as well. So good luck. I don't know how. I mean, this is not my job, right? Like, I'm not law enforcement, so I don't know the first thing about trying to stop these people, and I'm just, you know, I'm not cut out for that. So good luck to those young ladies who are going to take on the Sinaloa cartel. But thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and of course, subscribe.